What's up, guys? It's Sunday, June 23rd, 8:21 p.m. This is going to be a crypto market update, look ahead for the week, as well as after a little broader macro market update of where we're at on the weekly chart. We'll go into, it's been a bit, the Stargate live trades bots check-in with all the individual coins, see where we're at with that as far as the longs and the long exits, short exits, and see how those have been lining up. So for this, we're going to jump into the key macro charts, the key drivers. We'll go into like the dollar and the stock market as well too, and Bitcoin and the total crypto market cap chart. We just seen the weekly candle close. Let's first start off with the dollar here. So on a weekly chart, we're going to look at everything high time frame. We have a stock RSI cross up momentum coming up on the dollar right now. What we need to see is, let me hide this, is I believe for the dollar, we are potentially at the 786. So if we take this high down to the low down here, we're very close to that 786. So we want to get rejected for the dollar at 106. If we start pressing up through that 106 with a lot of momentum, that's what could bring Bitcoin down below 60K, and kind of what we've been covering in the past couple or this week as far as Bitcoin goes. So for the dollar, we want to see momentum start to roll over. We're on the 1-day chart right now. We do see momentum picking up. On the 1 day, we look at the 3-day chart, a medium time frame, and we are crossing up right now the TSI above that zero line, stock RSI again through that 50 line as well too. So 106, we need to get rejected as far as for the dollar goes. That's a micro fib. But then if we take the high back in 2023 to the low December 2023, but really like January 2024, it's actually lining right up there. 105.89 for the macro fib, or the medium fib, 105.98 for the micro fib. And then if we take the bigger macro fib, so the high down to this low here, so the high was back in 2022 to the low in 2023, we do have the 786 around 111.34. So right here, if we were to break up above that 106 level, hold above it for like a weekly candle, then we could see momentum that could, because with a breaking above a micro and a medium fib, a 786 could bring us up to that 2618 extension, which is at 110, which is close to that macro 786. So very key that we stay and get rejected below 106 for the dollar here. So that's the dollar. Now let's go into the bond yield, 10-year yield bonds. Bonds look more of like the momentum's heading down. We look at the 3-day chart, we're starting to see that TSI get below that zero line. You go to a weekly chart, crossing down right now. We're not yet below that zero line, but momentum for the bond yields, 10-year yield bonds, are clearly pointed downwards, whereas the dollar right now has momentum to the upside. We look at the US NAS 100 and we look at the 1 week chart. We have that momentum coming up here. It kind of looks more or less like the dollar, the 1 week TSI crossing up. You look at the 3-day chart crossing up. We look at the 1-day chart. It's actually looking like the 1-day chart is a little overextended here. You look to the left and you can see times where, December 2023, June of 2023, kind of like where we're at now in 2024. And this was kind of like a level where we've seen the momentum start to come and roll over. Doesn't mean necessarily that the stock market just tanks. It just means that we, more sideways or a little trending down. But ultimately, the momentum on the higher time frames, like a weekly chart, is pointing to the upside. Looking at a 2-week chart as well too, you can look at the momentum, especially with the stock market. We're crossing up right now on the stock RSI. And this is exactly what we need to see as far as Bitcoin goes. So this is a good segue, because you can see that. And let me hide a couple things here. So on the 2-week chart, right? So we had the stock RSI come down here in October of 2023. We saw it come up, and then we had a big push up for the stock market, hit new all-time highs. And then we seen the stock RSI on the 2-week chart come back down here in May of 2024. But for the stock market, we seen that cross up. We saw a follow through on the 1-week chart with the cross up right here. We saw that cross up and follow through back in April and May of this year. Stock RSI on the weekly again through that 50 line back in late May, which then spilt into the 2-week chart, really having some force and crossing up. that's what we had lacked as far as Bitcoin goes. Because now we compare it and you go to the weekly chart here. This is where Bitcoin kind of went and did its own thing, where just how we were lining it up right here, we had the 1 week. Oh, sorry. Let me go to the 2 week chart. We had the 2 week stock RSI cross up around September, October, which brought us up on that big rally to hit new all-time highs for Bitcoin. Exactly what it did with the stock market as well too. US NAS 100 2 week chart. We had that cross up around October of last year, brought us up to new all-time highs. And then we saw the momentum come down for the US NAS 100. We saw that cross up, but the 2 week chart for Bitcoin right now, where the US NAS 100 did it back in like late May, you can kind of see that we started to try to change the trend. You can see there's like, it wasn't just a straight line down. There was like a slant here. And that was the time where the US NAS 100 actually saw the follow through, whereas Bitcoin didn't. We go to the weekly chart now. You can see that we started to cross up, and right here in late May, that's where we saw weakness coming for Bitcoin. Whereas the US NAS 100, you go to the 1 week chart, saw continuation right here. So late May, we saw, instead of a rollover, we saw continuation. So we can see that there's now been a breaking of the correlation between the US NAS 100 and Bitcoin. And that is very well depicted by that 2 week chart, now coming back down for a double bottom. 2 week chart still coming down here. What we need to see is that 1 week chart now, preferably this week. If you want to see upside sooner and not lower for longer, you want to see this come up like that. So a little W come up like that, then that will spill into the 2 week chart, which will see that cross up, which will then bring Bitcoin to potentially new all-time highs in July, August. Whereas if you don't see that 1 week stock RSI pull up soon, we're going to start to see that pink come down, that blue come up, and we could have sideways for longer or lower for longer. Just like back here in August, you had 2 months of just sideways for longer. We didn't go lower, but we kind of just reset everything. And you saw the blue on the weekly chart get above the pink. We didn't break down and break market structure. So if that's what's going to happen, where we don't see that stock RSI cross up soon, when we start to see that blue cross above the pink, then we at least need to hold the market structure to not head into a bear market structure. So as long as, we're holding above that 60K level, we can even come down as far as, 58K, then that's fine. If that momentum still remains low down here, the blue comes up. But what we definitely don't want to see is if we do see the momentum come down and we see weeks or months of us staying stable for longer or lower for longer, the last thing you want to see is a cross down below that zero line on the 1 week chart with the TSI. We managed to hold above back here in August of last year, or September, October, and we curled back up. But as you can see back here in January 2022, we get below that 1 week TSI, bear market for a year. And then back here, we had the bear market May 2018, where we had our capitulation. There was one time where we went below it and then back above, back below, and then went. And that was what kind of we were comparing in the last video is, are we doing something like June 2019, where we top out, go sideways, we kind of go down, right? So that's what could be in the cards potentially. It depends really kind of at the end of this week, what we see here. And as you can see, once we got above the 1 week TSI back here in October 2015, bull market until we got below, bear market. So really a key kind of deciding week as far as lower for longer, stable for longer, or higher sooner. So definitely an important weekly close, but monthly close as well too. So that's where we're at right now. Are we going to be kind of repeating something back here in September 2023? Or, are we doing something that could be resembling, let's see, like back here in May of 2021, where we see that blue cross above the pink, we have that momentum continue on the weekly chart further down. And then we see a correction as far as Bitcoin goes, which if we kind of match it up, that this could potentially bring Bitcoin back to like around 40K if we're doing something like a round trip type of thing. So that's what I'll be watching. And really that key 60K, 59K level is a must hold for Bitcoin not to do that. And if it were to do that, then altcoins will likely take an initial hit on that as well too. And that, that would mean lower for longer, which in my opinion, it's not going to be too long. We know where all this stuff is headed, and it's only a matter of time that the inevitable happens. So as long as these prices are lower for longer, or stable for longer, it just gives you more time to build up that bag for the inevitable. So that's that. One thing is I wanted to cover XRP in specific, and then we're going to go into the others market cap. No, we're not going to go into the others market cap chart, because in the Discord, I had already covered in the ICYMI info channel the macro altcoin market price analysis members only video. So if you want to get updated on the specific altcoin market, watch that video for the members. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go into XRP specifically here, and then I'll go into the bot live check-in charts. So for XRP, here's what I'm seeing. There's a couple good signs, but a couple not so good signs. And it also obviously depends on what Bitcoin does and the dollar and everything like that. But if Bitcoin's going to come down and do that break of the 60K, 58K level, when we see us come down to 40K, then it's very likely, and I'm just saying this for you guys to be prepared, is that XRP will come down to around 38 cents, because we have this trend line coming down here that spans back from 2017 coming down. We got rejected in 2021. We got rejected. We actually broke above it with the winning of the case in July, went back down below it. And then we found support at it in January this year, and then in April this year on the wickening. And usually you don't bottom out like this, where you usually will see, like with XRP, a crash before a bottom out with a quick rebound, and then you go like that. So be prepared for a potential XRP coming down to 38 cents, which in my opinion is incredible opportunity as far as accumulation, which is the macro 786. So from the bear market low to the high that we had put up here. No, sorry. Yeah, no, that's right. So from the bear market low to the high that we had set on that July victory last year, the 786 is at 38 cents. We have not yet touched that level. Usually XRP likes to find its bottom at the 786s, but also as well too, with a breakdown of that 786 at 54 cents, the 1618 breakdown extension is there as well too. So we have some confluence, as well as looking left on the charts, you can see 38 cents. Let me hide these indicators. So 38 cents, and you can see with the cursor dashed horizontal line, is definitely a key high time frame level that we found a support and resistance for the past 6-7 years now. So that's what I'm seeing as far as that goes. And this is going to be a week that really tells it all, in my opinion, because we do have a trend line coming up like this. We have a long wick on the top as well too. We have a trend line coming down like this. And really the key decision is going to be made by the end of this month at the start of July. So are we going to have fireworks for July, or are we going to have capitulation moment to then bottom out and finally go on our rip? So that's that as far as, something to definitely watch out for. But also too, let me go back to the Heikin-Ashi candles. And so those are some key levels. Also, these horizontal white lines are some key levels. So 55 cents, if we can break back above that, we're in the clear, in my opinion. Then we can come up here to retest 65 cents, getting above there and breaking above there. We'll probably bring XRP to its moment that we all been waiting for. But we need to reclaim back above 50 cents first, of course. And if we can't and we come down, we break 44 cents, it's likely 38 cents is the next stop. And depending on the narrative and, what's happening all the while during that time, and depending on the momentum and everything, worst case scenario, XRP on a 2618 breakdown extension brings it to 25 cents, which is actually the bottom of the belly of the beast as well too. You can see this pink line. I removed the shaded green so you guys could see better, but that would bring us to the bottom there. But we're in the belly of the beast right now as we speak. Actually, let me take a look at the regular candles. Yeah, we're in the belly of the beast as we speak with this 8-day chart that I'm on. So if we can see by tomorrow a close back above 50 cents, then we'll negate getting kind of in this drowning moment of XRP. You know, we want to stay out of this green zone. The moment that we get into it and we close bodies above it, in it, then, you know, it's kind of like it's getting sucked down. We need to get out of there. So that's the levels. But some good news is, as far as signals go, we do have, looking at the Heikin-Ashi candles and looking at some of the Stargate signals, you can see we have a long and let me hide the snakes for a sec. We have a long entry signal right now, or on the previous candle. So about 9 days ago, we saw this long entry signal. We've not yet seen the vertical blue buy now. Let me hide a couple of these other ones because we have multiple ones here. We have not seen the vertical blue buy now yet. But what we can see is there's only been a select few times where this signal has flashed. Back in 2014 once, back in 2015 once. We seen it flash in August 2018 when XRP at like 27 cents went up to 78 cents right after. It flashed it at 28 cents again. We went up a bit, flashed it at 25 cents. We had the long exit here at the bull market top and short entry as well too along with it. And then we had the short exit and long entry. It's kind of hiding, but you can see behind that short exit, there is a green long entry. Let me see if I can show you here. See, so we have that long entry here, which flashed in June of 2022 at XRP's lowest point at 29 cents. We saw that long. So we're literally flashing the same signal right now for XRP that we flashed at the bear market bottom 2 years ago, which is crazy to me. It's crazy. So as far as signs that the worst of it could be over, and it could already been over right now, we're getting good signs of that. Looking at the past, this is, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, the seventh time since 2014. So the seventh time in the past 10 years that this long entry signal has flashed. And the last time we seen it was at the bear market bottom in June of 2022, exactly 2 years ago. So solid sign, but we need to see that vertical blue buy now signal that comes in, and that will flash in the automated signals in the Discord. Go to the XRP signals here, and you'll see a 8-day buy now signal flash. And that's when you know the worst of it's over. But definitely being on high caution as far as this week goes, because really at the end of the day, Bitcoin's going to be the moon of the market and controlling kind of what happens with it. So watch Bitcoin, watch the dollar. We need to hold these key levels. The 786 from this low to the high here is at around 60K flat, 59.6K. So watch if we come down to that level for a hold and a strong bounce. Watch for the momentum on the weekly chart, 2-week chart as well too. So one other thing, let me look at XRP again, was, all right, we have that huge signal flashing right now. And then the 8-day sell nows hit every, bull market top for XRP. So that's what I wanted to show you on XRP. Let me see if there's anything else. No, that was it. So that was a huge signal as far as that goes with the multi-time frame. Looking at that and how we've seen it. This is the 7th time in the past 10 years. We need to see that vertical blue. Look in the Discord for that signal to flash. So now I'm going to get into the bots live trades check-in. We're going to go one by one through all the different bot setups we have and see kind of what they did the past months and what's flashing now on them. And before I continue though, if you're a Stargate VIP, book a call with me this week back in Florida, pretty much open. If you need to talk anything through, kind of get more clarity on the market for the rest of the summer, for the rest of this year, book a call with me. You can shoot me a DM or go on to the website to book a one-on-one. So now let's go into the bot live setup. We're going to start with XRP, the 1-day bot here. So let's look. So we can see that there's not yet been a new 1-day prepare to buy soon and buy now. There's not been a long entry or a long exit since back in April. We had a long entry after it closed and along back here. So like the blue is the buy, the yellow is the sell. So you can see that with XRP, I mean, for the past years now, selling these swing highs, buying the swing bottom, selling the swing high, buying the swing bottom, selling, buying, selling, buying, selling, buying. All the while XRP is really just sideways. So XRP bot's doing phenomenal. As far as a recent signal, it has not closed this long out yet that it had from April, obviously, because we haven't had any substantial move to the upside, but it also doesn't have any new prepare to buy soon to then flash another long entry at these current levels. Based on what I was saying earlier, if we do see that drop down, it's likely we'll see that one day prepare to buy soon, and we'll see that another long entry at these levels here, but that yet remains to be unseen. So we'll have to monitor that. Looking at XRP, we have the XRP 4-day bot. Let's look at that. And there has not been any new trades on this 4-day chart. We did have 4-day sells back here in 2023, back here in 2023 multiple times, but there has not yet been a 4-day sell because this bot is more for the bull market tops, like back here in May 2017, January 2018. We had multiple ones in here as well too. It hit the top in 2021. We had multiple ones back here in 2023. Definitely a good one was selling after that victory in July 2023, but no substantial moves to the upside have been made. So this bot is still kind of loading. So nothing there as far as that goes. Now let's go to XLM. So for XLM, we've had multiple kind of buys for the past, since April here, kind of buying these local dips. Oh, let me go back. So this is more of a lower time frame bot. So it's getting these local dips, scaling in, and just waiting for a move up, kind of like back here to close those out. So it looks to me where, more of having a lower for a longer period, and it's just waiting for that upside moment to close some of these out. The last closeout in short was back here in March around 15 cents. We're currently at 9 cents. So you're talking about it closed all those longs out from back here around 10 cents at a 50% gain. Right now we're about 44% lower. It's been scaling back in, waiting for that move back up. So this has done very well. 70% profitable, 120 closed trades. For every dollar you lost, you made $3.75. And really, we're just waiting on a prepare to sell soon to come in for it to then just start scaling out. And that could be coming in soon, but it definitely depends on Bitcoin and everything we were talking about at the beginning. So that's where we're at with that. Then we have the XLM Long Term bot, and we're definitely not flashing any signals here because XLM, just like XRP, has not done a big move up yet. Let's take a look at this. And we have, this bot that buys the bear market bottoms, sells the bull market tops. It sold back here in June of 2017, and then February 2018 when XLM was around 60 cents, bought back at 6 cents in 2019, and then sold again at 63 cents in April of 2021. And then it bought back at 12 cents and then at 8 cents. And it's waiting for a big move up to then let go of a big bag. But we're not, we haven't experienced that big rise up for XLM yet. So this is definitely still just impending. And you'll know when it's probably getting close when you start seeing big green bean stocks start coming in on XLM. But for right now, we're still, in this sideways accumulation, stable for longer, lower for longer phase. Now looking at ALGO, we have this 2-day chart, and right here we had our buy here, we had a sell, and it sold ALGO around 28 cents. It did buy back in around 18 cents. Right now we're at 13 cents. So it's scaling in and scaling out. You never go all in and all out. And right now we do have prepare to buy soon. So it's getting ready to scale back in a little bit more on ALGO lower at 13 cents. We just need that buy now to flash. So from where it sold back here to where it bought in some back here, you saved 25%. And right now you're going to be buying, when it flashes, maybe ALGO 50% cheaper. So that's, the key as far as if you have the bot set up as a Stargate VIP or you have the signals to follow them, not going all in and all out, scaling in, scaling out, and following the strategy. Because in due time, it plays out. Right here, it said to sell, but then it went up a little, but then it came back down. So that's how it goes. So that's ALGO. Now let's go to HBAR on the 3-day. So we got an HBAR signal getting ready to flash and buy us back in very soon. We had a buy back here, January 2023, and then a sell, then a buy, then it sold at 8 cents, sold at 12 cents. Right now we're at 7.5 cents, getting really close really soon to be flashing that vertical blue to buy us back in on HBAR. So that will be flashing very soon here. If you want to know when it flashes, you can look in the Discord under the HBAR signals for that 3-day buy now to trigger in here to start buying back into HBAR, or if you have the bot set up, they'll automatically do it for you. So we're just waiting on that, but that is now active. As far as we have that vertical green, is just waiting for that confirmation of the vertical blue. Then looking at Chainlink 1-day chart. So Chainlink on the 1-day chart, we had our buyback here in June 2023. We had a sell up here, another sell up here. We had a buyback in April. Right now we're at the same level. It's just waiting to see, are we going to hold the line, start to go back up? It'll flash prepare to sell soon. And then the vertical yellow will have a sell. Or are we going to go a little bit lower, flash another prepare to buy soon, buy now will flash and scale us in a little bit lower before heading back up. So no current active signal on XLM being in June of this year now. I'm sorry, Chainlink. So now let's go to the next coin. We got Bitcoin. So Bitcoin on the 10-day chart, we already know that it flashed that sell signal back here at like 66K. We're right now at 63K. It bought literally the bear market bottom in January of 2023, sold back here in April of 2021. It bought the bear market bottom in 2019. It sold in September 2019. We did go lower. We didn't get another signal there, but on other charts it did. So that sell now is definitely something to keep in mind about, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's the end all be all, because you can see the 2016, 2017 structure had multiple 10-day sell nows in that bull market before hitting the ultimate top. Whereas 2019 and 2021 was more of a straight line up and then lower for longer. So is this mimicking something like 2021 or 2019, or are we in a 2016, 2017 style type bull market where it's just more elongated, more stretched out? We'll have to see when we hold those levels at 59, 60K, or if we don't. So that's going to be the key. And we need to get back above 74K for that confirmation to be like, all right, 2016, 2017 type bull market structure. Then looking at Render on the 3-day chart, which has absolutely crushed it. If we look at the results here, 80% profitable for every dollar you lost, you made $126. You can see that we had our buys back here in the bear market bottom around 40 cents, and then took some off the table at $1.80, $2, then bought back in September 2023 at $1.50 before going up. And then we had our first sell at $5 and then our second sell at $11. Right now, Render is at $7. Still no prepare to buy soon yet. So this signal for a long entry is still loading. We don't quite have it yet, but phenomenal performance as far as that goes. If we look at the next chart, so we got AVAX. So for AVAX, we have, so going back to 2021, we had a sell at $34, then it bought back in at $14, then sold at $73, and then $112, and then bought back in at $22 in 2022. And then in 2023, it bought in at $13 and then $9 before then selling at $42 and $50. And right now we're at $25. So this has done phenomenal on AVAX. And we have yet to see a prepare to buy soon flash. So it's not quite scaling us in just yet on long entries. So we're waiting for that 5-day prepare to buy soon to know, all right, it's going to be triggering us on that long entry. But phenomenal performance on AVAX on that. If we look at Filecoin on the 3-day chart, we can see that back in 2023, I had our buy, I had our sell. Then we had a buy here in June of 2023. And then in October of 2023 at $3 and then $4, we had a sell up here at $6 and then a sell at $10. It did scale us back in around $5.74. We're currently at $4.32. So it remains to be unseen whether we go down a little bit more, flash another prepare to buy soon and a buy now for it to scale in a couple times, because this did it once, twice, and then ultimately sold us higher. And that's what I'm saying as far as, right here, you bought in, it went lower, you were down at that time, and then it bought you in again. But then ultimately the signal pans out and then you sold both those higher, right? So just like this bot and we're down a little bit, that doesn't mean by August we're not back up here, right? So you got to give the signal it's time to play out. It's not flashing it for no reason. It's saying that, hey, the momentum is starting to curl up. That doesn't mean that price can't come down before that momentum really starting to show itself. So that's what we're waiting on as far as Filecoin goes. Whether we start pushing up now, we see prepare to sells come in. That's when we know it'll do a long exit, maybe up there. Or if we go down a little bit longer or go sideways for longer, it will likely flash another green and then another blue and then scale us in again. And then we can start to rattle. And then let's go to Quant. Right now, Quant is flashing prepare to buy soon. So this signal is loading as we speak. We have since June of 2022, we had a buy at 65, then we had a buy at 50, and then it sold the top at 180 back in October of 2022. And then it bought us in around 100 in June of 2023, and then bought us in at 93 in October of 2023. And then it sold at $132. And Quant has been lackluster, not the best performance, same as some of our favorite coins, XRP, XLM. We haven't had a signal to buy back in. In February, it didn't do it. In April, it didn't do it. In May, it didn't do it. And that when June hit, we saw us break that key $90 level, came down to 78. We've seen multiple prepare to buy soons. We're just waiting for that vertical blue buy now. And it will be getting us some Quant at a nice price here. We haven't seen this price since 2022. So it's saying, hey, it could be scary right now. Prices are going down, but you want to buy when everything's fearful or going down and sell when everything's green and going up. So right now, this is an active signal. We're just waiting for that vertical blue buy now confirmation. And in the Discord, you just go to the Quant signals. So let's see, elemental PQ Quant. All right. So you're waiting for that 2-day buy now signal to flash. Not quite there yet, but it's loading as we speak. So that's Quant. And then we go to Arbitrum 3-day chart. So Arbitrum had the buy back here in October at 90 cents, and then it sold at $1.90 in January, and then it bought back in recently at $1.15. Right now, Arbitrum is being lackluster right now at 80 cents. We don't have another prepare to buy soon, so it's kind of waiting to see if we're going to head lower or start to bounce here. But yeah, Arbitrum's right back kind of where it was. So that's a full round trip if you didn't take any profits up here when it said to sell. So if you don't have the bot set up, at least, and if you're not checking the automated signals in the Discord as a Stargate VIP, you should at least set up text message signals for the coins that you're holding so you know and get a text that, hey, it's saying to sell, because you don't want to miss these signals because that was a full round trip right there, right back to where it was back in October. We had a buy back here. It's waiting to see if it's going to buy more, or it's waiting to see if we're going to see that momentum start to head up, flash, prepare to sell soon, and do it all over again. So that's Arbitrum and how it goes. But hitting that swing low, swing high, this could be a swing low. We could just be right up to where we were. You got to give it time to play out. Kind of like back here, I had the buy here, it came back down, and then it went. Buy here, it came back down, and then it could go heading into July here. So now let's go to Ethereum. So Ethereum had a sell back here around $3,400. We're at the same price as we speak. But as you can see, it had the sell there. We went out, had a big move up to 4,000. Now we're right back down to where it sold. So it's not like it's going to sell it and then we're just going to tank at that point. You got to give it some time to play out. And that's what we're seeing right now. And really Ethereum is going to kind of basically go how Bitcoin goes. If Bitcoin breaks those key levels, Ethereum is going to come down, breaks those key levels. Ethereum needs to hold $3,000. If it doesn't, we could see 2,500 come in on it. So high time frame signal, bought the bear market bottom here at $1,500, sold at a double, sold the bull market tops in 2021, and bought the bear market bottoms in 2019 and 2020. This is when I was buying Ethereum at $150 and then sold it at the $4,000 based on just these signals. So where we're at right now is you got to follow the signals. It said to sell some here, and it's saying, hey, where the momentum on a high time frame is rolling over. You can't kind of disregard that. So it's unlikely we're going to see a prepare to buy soon on Ethereum unless we're heading into a bear market for it. So you don't want to see a prepare to buy soon come in. What you want to see is maybe something like 2017, where you saw a sell now, and then you have one more rally up, and then the third sell now is the true top. And then we head down lower than those original sells, right? So that's what I'd be watching as far as Ethereum goes. But as far as these macro changes in the markets, crushing it. So that's Ethereum. Then let's go to Solana, and then we'll go to one more. We'll do Solana. No, we'll do three more. We'll do Flare, we'll do FET, and we will do Solana. I'm losing some wind here. It's a lot of setups. But if you're a Stargate VIP, you have access to this. If you want to know when a signal is going to flash, you just click on the chart, pull it up, and then look for that vertical green or vertical red, and then you'll know that, all right, a signal's about to flash. Just like Goldfinch. All right, we'll cover Goldfinch. Had the buy here in July 2023, had the sell here. So I bought at 36 cents, sold some at $1.55, and then sold some at $4.60. Right now we're at $2.40. Still no prepare to buy yet. So that's how you can look. But now let's go to Solana. So Solana, 5-day chart, it had its buy here in 2023 at around like $20. Sold some off at $100 in January this year, and then sold some off at $200 or $180 in April. Still no prepare to buy soon yet. So this is still loading. You'd really want to see Solana hold $115 and then really $100 psychological support. As far as Solana goes, you look at the momentum, we're heading lower right now. You want to see a turnaround definitely very soon here this week. Going into July, you want to see this start to cross up. You do not want to see this go down below that zero line on the 5-day chart. It's a high time frame. So that's that for Solana. But definitely big gains as far as that goes, really hitting the bulk of that move up. Then I had said FET, which is turned into ASI pretty soon here. So 3-day chart for FET, crushed it as well too. You had the buyback here July 2022 at 8 cents. Sold at 50 cents in 2023, bought back at 22 cents, sold some here at 76 cents, and then sold some here at $3. Still no prepare to buy soon. So this is still loading as far as, are we going to head down lower? Just trying to figure it out. So right now, I mean, crushed it as far as, hitting these swing lows, swing high, swing low, swing high, swing high, and waiting for another low to come in and bottom out. So that's done good. And then to end it off, we got Flare. So Flare, it absolutely crushed it. I mean, you got this buy back here at 1.5 cents. And that was in June of 2023. And then you had the buy here at the bottom at legit 1 cent flat. Then it sold here at 4.5 cents. Still no prepare to buy soon yet. But even just from here to there, you're talking about like 5 times your money in 128 days. And it has not bought you in back just yet for Flare as far as that goes. But I would want to see, if we're looking at it on a TA perspective, Flare hold above 0.022, because you can see that wick here. And then we had our fall up moment here, our wick up to it, our messing around with it here. So, and then our wick close to it over here. So you definitely want to see it hold at least above 2 cents for Flare. So that's going to be it, guys. That is the markets look ahead for the macro stuff for this week, as far as XRP, that huge signal, but as well as for kind of what the signals are saying for a bunch of altcoins as well too. Join the Discord, link is in the bio. I'll send this out as an email campaign to the members as well, so you guys can see where we're at. And I will see you guys in the next video and in the Discord. I hope you guys have a good week, and I'll see you next time.